Hello everyone, welcome to this video with the top 10 251 Peter Bernstein licks. So the title of this video is a bit weird because if there's one guitar player that is not playing licks, it's Peter Bernstein. Of course, it doesn't mean that you couldn't extract some of the phrases that you like in his solos and practice them on their own, but I often find that if you do that, they lack context, because if there's one kind of instant composer on the guitar, it's Peter Bernstein, right? His solos tell a story from the beginning to the end, and it's not so much copy-paste licks like the way I play. Of course, Peter Bernstein is on a whole different level, but I still enjoy transcribing his stuff and practicing the licks. So what I did is I went through all the phrases that I have transcribed in the past 2 years, which is really a lot of phrases, and I took the 10 that I liked the most, and then I ordered them. But you know, it's not a top 10 licks. You cannot make a top 10 licks by any player, but especially not with Peter Bernstein. So don't take the title too seriously. I'm just gonna show you 10 great phrases that I think you could use out of context, but your mileage may vary. So let's start with number 10. It's a 251 in D. All the 251s are in D if they're a major, and in minor I chose 251 in F minor. Just because I'm going to demonstrate the 251s in major on a song in D, and I'm going to demonstrate the 251s in minor on a 251 in F minor. So the first lick sounds like this: 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So what I like about this is the B flat minor arpeggio. Right, there's a B flat minor arpeggio on A7, and you create a altered sound with it, with a flat 9 and a flat 13. And the resolution is very nice too, because you have both the major 7 and the 6. So I'm going to demonstrate this on Coquette, and I was thinking about choosing a song that he plays, but the problem is I want to have a song with a bunch of 251s so I can play the lick a couple of times, and the best song for that is still Coquette, which of course is a gypsy jazz standard, but Peter Bernstein actually recorded that song. It's on an album with Hemert organ. I'm not sure, I will link that recording in the description, but they play it in E flat and as a ballad, so it's completely different, but still. Here we go. I'm going to play it on the A part, and then in the B part I can play it in G, and then it would be here. Of course, I'm playing a little bit with the rhythms. You don't have to play it exactly like this, but cool idea. Let's go to number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a typical thing that Peter Bernstein does a lot with those embellishments, and I like to think that comes from trumpets. People like Clifford Brown, Freddie Hubbard, that kind of stuff. And I know, it just sounds nice. It's not very guitaristic. I don't hear a lot of that stuff happening on guitar, but I think it sounds very good. Although it's not the easiest to pull off, to play clear. To play it clearly is pretty difficult, but Peter Bernstein always does that very well. It sounds very vocal or trumpety. So let's play that on Coquette, and in G would be here. So the first 3 beats are open, so you could play something else, or you could play a nice chord. Let's do it. Well, this is a lick that I use a lot. Unfortunately, I do not know where these licks come from because I have this big PDF with all these phrases and I didn't write the song titles. This one sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, these fingerings are not the fingerings that Peter Bernstein plays. He plays completely different fingerings. I changed them to something that I like because it fits my gypsy picking technique. But I also think generally my fingerings are easier because his fingering system seems to be quite strange to me. It's mostly based on 3 fingers and there's a lot of shifting and sliding, which sounds great, very vocal, but it's not the easiest to pull off, especially not if you play them out of context like I'm doing right now. So let's play it. In G, it would be here. Of course, at ending, you don't have to play that. You can change these licks all you want, but I'm gonna play it now so you can hear what it sounds like. Number 7 is a 2-5-1 in minor, to F minor. And I chose this because it reminds me of a gypsy jazz phrase. I remember transcribing this and thinking, hey, it's a diminished arpeggio, which I don't really hear a lot in straight ahead jazz players, and also not in Peter Bernstein's playing, but he's playing a jungle lick actually. But the ending is really nice, that resolution to the 6 of F minor, to the D. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is really a jungle lick. This. But then that resolution to F minor makes it pretty special. I think jungle would probably resolve this kind of phrase to the 5 actually. Like that. Let's play this on What Is This Thing Called Love. In the bridge I played lick number 10. Let's go to the number 6 Peter Bernstein 251 lick. Back to the key of D major, and this one sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. One, two, three, four. So in this phrase he's playing G minor on top of the A flat. G minor. That's something that a Django would do too. G minor 6. Or just G minor. You get a sus flat 9 sound, right? If you have a G minor, try it. You put A in the bass. That sound. And then this. It's kind of bebop-y resolution. Now, I'm betting that he's playing it not like this in one position, but he's kind of moving all over the neck, and then that phrase would be more with ghost notes and target notes. You wouldn't hear all the notes clear as a bell, and that's actually much nicer in phrases like this. I'm not sure I can pull that off, but I'll give it a shot. So back to Coquette. Let's go to number 5. So this is a typical Peter Bernstein tasty bluesy lick, which you don't necessarily have to play on a 2-5-1. You can play this on the 1 chord or the 5 chord, the 4 chord. The most important thing is that you've established the main key, right? So you shouldn't start with these kinds of phrases. Like say end of the first chorus or the second chorus. Once we all know, okay, this is D, then you play this phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will have to practice this a little bit because the fingering can be kind of awkward. And the slides are important. That slide in the end. You want to slide from the F to the F sharp, but you don't really want to play that F sharp too clearly. In blues guitar, they call that effect a curl. Then you would just push up that F halfway to the F sharp. But in jazz guitar, you mostly slide, so then you would just kind of slide, but not slide. Let's try that, and I will play it on the 2-5-1, but maybe I could play it in a different spot as well. If you're surrounded with other bluesy stuff, it's even nicer. Let's go to number 4. So we're back to a 2-5-1 in F minor. And this one sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fingering is kind of weird, maybe. But that's something I like to do maybe as a gypsy jazz player, so I can keep the right hand alternate. But you have to skip a string right here. I'm thinking Peter Bernstein probably playing it something like this. Which is fine too. But then there's a bunch of repeated downstrokes. And that is not a problem. But if I can avoid it, then I would do that. So there's this G flat major arpeggio. So the tritone substitute for C7. You can end any way you want. Maybe to the 6. Let's try this out on What Is the Thing Called Love. The number 3 Peter Bernstein 2-5-1 lick is a particularly nice one with big intervals descending. That's something that he really likes to do. It's something that's very difficult to do on guitar, but it's one of his specialties, I guess. We're back in a 2-5-1 in D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. One, 2, 3, 4, 1. So this is really based again on a B flat minor or maybe G half diminished, of course, which is B flat minor 6. And then you can resolve it any way you want. You could do what's in the tab. I don't think he played it actually. Maybe it's nice if you don't play a quarter note on the 1, but continue with 8th notes. So you get the resolution to the F sharp in the 3rd bar earlier. Maybe something like 1, 2. It's not very easy to play, I have to say. You have to really practice. I wonder what fingering he uses. Probably not this fingering. If you want to play it in G, it would be here. That jump is very difficult. You gotta practice that. I have to practice that. But let's give it a try. Really tricky to play. Maybe I should have put that lower on the top 10 because I can't really see myself using it a lot because it's very difficult to pull off. Let's go to number 2. It's a really nice chordal one and it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's playing E minor, E minor 11, E minor 9, E flat sus or B flat minor, and then some diminished chords, D diminished, resolving to D, and a lick. So that's basically playing the 2 chord, right, E minor, and then he's playing the 2 chord for the tritone, because the tritone for A7 would be E flat 7, and the minor chord would be B flat minor, so B flat minor, and then just a retardation diminished chord. It's the same if you play D diminished to D, right? You play 2, 5, 2, 5, and instead of going to 1 chord, you play diminished first. That's a really typical classical retardation, and Peter Bernstein does that a lot. So let's play this on Coquette. Can we play it in the bridge? Probably not, too low. No, so just in the A parts. And finally, let's go to the number 1, 251 Peter Bernstein lick. This is kind of an odd one, but I really like it. You have to find a place for it. You cannot just spring this on people. You have to maybe play some out there chords before you play it, but it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. So yeah, the beginning sounds like E flat 7 or B flat, and then just a resolution to D. So maybe you should play a B flat minor 6 chord right before it, so you have E minor, A7, and then over here, over here. Let's try it out. I think it's actually pretty nice. Works even in a gypsy jazz context. Sounds like something that Django could even play, although he didn't. Like the structure of the lick is not really Django-like, but that idea. So that was it, a top 10 251 Peter Bernstein licks, and I hope he didn't mind me making a video like this. Of course, again, he doesn't think in licks, and it shows when he plays, but then again, he's a genius and I'm not, and most people are not, so I think we can all benefit by just studying phrases we like, and here's 10 really nice ones by Peter Bernstein. I hope you'll practice them. If you like the video, like the video. If you want access to the tabs for this video, you can join my Patreon and maybe subscribe to my channel to keep updated on new videos. and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!